I'm back with another video. It's been like 3 months since I've done this because of COVID. I haven't been able to make another video, but so I just want to update you on the status of the channel. Um, it's been I'm not gonna listen to myself. 207 subscribers. Like I never thought it doesn't seem like a lot, but I never thought I would reach that many and 9.7 thousand views. A total of 12,000 views. So you're probably annoyed. You just want to get to the video. Okay, fine. But thank you for the support you've given me, all my viewers. But today we're gonna understand um, how to create a domain extension without ICANN, like paying thousands of dollars to ICANN them approving it. A lot of people on the internet are like, you need to pay $1,000 to ICANN, or else it's a scam. It's not real because they control the internet. Well, seriously, think about it. How would you control the internet? So, what ICANN controls is the root DNS, which basically means that they control the main DNS. So, like Google.com, most ISPs go through the main DNS. However, we're going to be creating our own DNS system that can actually answer these URLs, and it can answer our own URLs, which we're going to make extensions of. So we can make dot WSB Studios is awesome, or whatever we want to do. Right now, this can't process it, but we're going to make it so that we can do that right now. So first of all, we want to install the client to do that. And by the way, if you want to get your friends to adopt this, well, we have instructions at the end so they can connect to your server. They have to change some of their computer settings so it doesn't go to the default one. So Technitium DNS server. This is the one I use. You can use anyone, but I would use this one because this is the one I'm using. So set up. So you'll want to click download setup here. So it downloaded. And we have application in his, so we're going to extract that just to the downloads. So we're going to go to our downloads. We have our DNS server set up, and we're going to open that. Yep, we're going to run that anyway. Just click next. All these would be fine. Good, it has finished setup, so we're going to launch it right now. Okay. Network DNS servers were set to Technitium. So apparently this new version automatically does that for you. The old one didn't. So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So now we'll want to run localhost 5380, and it's gonna greet us to the login screen. So this is basically where we manage our server. And this is kind of like editing the host file, but it's more real because you actually have a DNS server that's, although not used as much, just as good as ICANN's. And it's not the default, but still just as good as ICANN's, and you're actually making something that's like legit. So I'm just gonna set my thing here, and it doesn't have to be super secure, but just make sure your password isn't like super easily guessable, because like people can hack into your computer and do all sorts of stuff. So now we have everything here. What we need to do is we need to now set up a zone. So this already shows that this is the stuff that's on default, so we can actually access websites like this that we haven't set up. So we just log again after reloading to make sure it worked, and boom. So now we make a new zone, and then we can make a URL for whatever we want it to be. So let's say channel. Why can't I spell today? .wsp studios. We're going to add this record. And right now we haven't done anything to it. So we're going to redirect it to our local host. What we're going to do is we're going to just leave that blank. And then we're going to leave this to 0. And then the IPv4 address should be 127.0.0.1. And no comments, should be good. So then this should redirect to our local host. Now we need to set up something on our local host, and that shouldn't be too hard. So if you haven't already, you should install Visual Studio Code. And download. And boom, we got it down. Accept. Okay, that's great. Now let's launch the app. It's by Microsoft, so I have some stuff already here. We don't want that. What we do want to do is we're gonna probably want to go to our file manager and downloads and create a new folder. And we're gonna call this, I don't know, new save. And then we're gonna open the folder. Gonna go to new localhost. Yes, I do trust the authors of this file. And we're gonna make index.html. And then we're gonna add this. So the code is in the description, by the way. This worked. Now that we have our very, very basic code, we're actually gonna get set up with web hosting. So I use a host called, their name is HostKoala. Personally, I love them. I do have a referral account, but honestly, unless you really want to support me, just go to hostkoala.com. I don't expect you to look down in the description, go to my referral link. It's not gonna you're not even gonna buy on first try. I just like them. I'm promoting them because I like them. I have a referral code, but I really like them. I personally use them for everything. And yeah, if you're interested, it is in the description. But anyway, the prices are for direct admin, which I like better than cPanel. Actually, they're pretty cheap, and I've had a very good experience with them so far. So I'm just gonna log into the control panel they gave me. And I'm just gonna go to my domain manager. Yeah, I think we need to go to subdomains and then domains. Domain setup. why is it subdomain manager and then domain setup and it's here domain management? I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna do the domain we added in Technitium, and that is channel.wsb Yes, I'm lazy, so I copy and paste. So I know this isn't a valid URL. I know we can't just name server, but just trust me, this won't work. And then so we go to our file manager, then we upload the file that we actually got. So channels.wsb studios, we go to public HTML. We take all this trash out. Don't take CGI, but no, I like to leave that there. And then upload the files. Not that boat's website. New localhost. Yes. Upload that and boom. Okay, so now we need to change this to make sure it doesn't just go to localhost. We want to make it actually go there. So we're going to, because I don't know the IP address of my host, for HostKoala, you can just log in and they let you check the IP address. We know that's like literally, they literally let you check your IP address on your, so if we go here, I know I can find it somewhere. That's strange. Oh yeah, so the server is 104.194.8.8. So we'll point that right there. And then once this thing refreshes, because our computer is automatically set up to this DNS server, not the ICANN one, and it can access ICANN stuff too because the company that made this automatically added that. But yeah, so this won't automatically work for all of your computers, and it doesn't recognize, Chrome doesn't recognize it as an extension. So this, boom, this is being hosted from HostKoala, and it works. You got your own domain ending. This isn't just a host file or something. This is legit being hosted from a DNS server, which, in my opinion, is pretty cool. So that's what we did now. But how do we publish the DNS server to everyone? And if you want to know how to edit this to make this more interesting, like make a full-blown website, then you should learn how to program a website because I'm sorry, but I can't just give you magical stuff to say, boom, click this and you get a beautiful website. No, it's not how life works. So you're gonna, like, if you really want to make this really good, you should learn HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. I do have a book on that, but I'm not gonna self-promote myself right now. If you want to look it up, go look it up. But yeah, I don't like self-promoting myself. I think that saying that is a type of self-promotion, but whatever. So now that I've got that set up, as I said, we want to get it published to the web, like published so that people other than us can see channel.wsb studios. And why is it not secure? Well, we can't really change that because Chrome only marks secure the ones that it verifies is the actual website. And for it to verify the actual website, either it needs to be the legit ICANN website or like the legit website that ICANN certifies, or we need to manually set it up on our computer. And manually setting it up on our computer is tricking our computer into thinking this secure. So I wouldn't do that if I were you for security. And like, why would you even do that? So just leave it as is. Ignore that. That's just because Chrome says, hey, this isn't from ICANN or this doesn't have a security certificate. Even if we did install a security certificate on here, it wouldn't work because it's not the legit website. Because Chrome thinks that only ICANN addresses are legitimate websites. Because what hackers do is they go into your computer, they change your DNS, and that's why. But just rest assured, our website's like not malware or anything. It's just that it's saying, hey, it's not like completely like, secure. As it's not dangerous, it's just not secure. Before we let channel.wsp studios be published to everyone, I just want to warn you that it's very likely that your computer will be attacked and DDoSed and just a bunch of bad things because people are just fraudulently or infraudulently just sending requests to this too much that your computer just overloads, and this could result in malware. And I'm not responsible if you going through that. I haven't done it because my ISP blocks it. So your ISP might actually probably blocks it. So I'm just warning you that this isn't something that is just for fun. You've made a learning experience anyway, and I don't think it's necessary that you need to publish this, but if you do feel like it, here's how you would do it. So now that we got everything set up, just remember that you can add any zones at the same time, and you could basically add infinite of these zones, and it would all work. And I'm going to give you an IP address that your friends are going to input into a place on their computer that would let them to resolve these addresses to. Without further ado, let's actually do this. I'm not actually going to do this. I'm just going to demonstrate what it would look like if we wanted to do that. So basically we would go to CMD. So we would go to the command prompt. You know what? cmd.exe. So just go to the command prompt. Oh no, it disappeared. And so verify that your website is working. So do ping channel.wsp studios. And it should work. If it gives an error or something, but if it gives, it doesn't have to give these IP addresses or these times, but it has to give something similar. And after that, all you need to do is just, okay, I can't believe I'm doing this. Type ipconfig. So you'll get a bunch of things that look like some advanced computer code, but it can be deducted very simply. Basically, the only one you care about here is this one. This IP address shows your IPv4 address, basically the address that other people will use to connect to your DNS server. So make sure this is kept. Like, make sure you know where this is, because this is important. So what if they're on the same Wi-Fi as you? I'll go in more depth. If they're not, you'll just follow the instructions for how to change computer DNS server. Yes, I Google everything. Control and network and internet, network and sharing center, change adapter settings, and I think I know how to do it from here. I've done this before. Properties, and then select Internet Protocol v4. Properties, and you should see this. So how are we connecting to this even though it says 127.0.0.1? Well, the reason is this 127.0.0.1 basically means myself, means me. It's like the pronoun me. If you say, you don't say Wyatt, like personally, I don't say Wyatt, like, did something. I say I did something, or like me, or like, it's not, yeah. So this basically means I or me. It's shorter, it's easier to remember. The brightness is weird. And it's just better. But other people can't use this IP address. They need to put in their own. Like, sorry, they need to put in the one they got from you. Then they'll click OK, and then they'll just exit out of this. Then they should be able to access it as long as two conditions are met. They're on your Wi-Fi, and your computer is on. Because if your computer is off, how is your computer gonna give you these relays? So, but if you want them to access it while they're not on your Wi-Fi, you need to set up routing on your router, which is something I can't do because my ISP blocks that. My ISP doesn't let me do that, so I wish I could show you, but You can research if you have an ISP that lets you do that. I just know that Cox Communications doesn't let me do that. So I can't show you that, but then you would go through a process where it would be publicly available. However, your computer still needs to be on. That's just a thing because your computer needs to receive requests. Trust me, I've tested this. I've tried to find bypasses to this. It just needs to be on. And remember that this is one IP address for all of these addresses. So if you add another zone, same IP address will do. Just look at that. That is cool. Your own domain extension. That's legit, and you didn't just modify the host file to make it look like it. This though it might look like some host file modification. It's an actual DNS server that's actually serving this, and it's just as legitimate as the default one, except the default one's default, so people tend to think it's more legitimate. Bro, there's even a QR code generator for the thing. Like, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's just, thank you for watching this video. It's it's just an honor for me to just reach a big audience like this, to show what I love. It's just making tutorials on YouTube. And just thank you. Thank you for watching.